Okay, I've already done both of these steps to save time on this video. Now, the first file that you want to run is the Windows XP mode. So just go ahead and double click on it and run through the installation on it. After you've done that, the next thing that you will want to do is run the VM player. Now you need to do this in administrative mode. If you don't know how to do that, it's really quite easy. You right click on the file, click run as administrator. Once you've done that, then you're going to run this in administrative mode, and that is necessary in order to install the VM player. Okay, to save time on this video, I've already installed the Windows XP mode and the VM player. Put this back over here. Okay, this is the VM player icon. Put it up here in the blue where you can see it a little bit. Alright, now so what we want to do is start the VM player and then bring the XP mode over to the VM player. And that's we're going to do that here on this video now. So we'll go ahead and we'll start the player up. Need to run it under administrator mode. Here's your license agreement. Of course, you're going to need to check yes. Click OK. And here we have our VM player. As you install different operating systems, they will be listed over on this side. Okay. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is click on our virtual machine here. Look at our different settings. Okay. We'll come over here to File. Okay. And here we can see Import Windows XP Mode VM. Okay, so we're going to click on that. Now remember, I've already installed the Windows XP mode and the VM player. Save a little bit of time on the video. It does take a little bit of time for download. The Windows XP mode is right at 500 megabytes. Takes a little bit of time to download, of course, depending on your download speed. And then installing the VM player itself does take a few minutes. Okay, so now what it's doing is it's actually configuring the virtual machine to run the XP mode. In future videos, I'll show you how to install some other operating systems, Linux. The particular one that I use is Linux Mandriva, which is quite cool. And you can open your virtual machine and just move back and forth to them. Okay, so now you can see that our virtual machine is up and ready to roll. We have currently the Windows XP mode installed. It shows us our state, it's powered off. The operating system, which is Windows XP Professional, and the version of the virtual machine, how much RAM that we're using. Now, you can actually change the amount of RAM by editing your virtual machine settings. We're going to go ahead and leave it at the default and see how that works out. If it doesn't work out to the speed that we want, then what we'll do is we'll just up the RAM on it. Now, I'm using a recorder that records the actual desktop. I may lose my video when I hit this machine, so we're going to be experimenting here because I've never actually recorded a desktop when I'm running in the VMware. So we're going to go ahead and hope that this will show it. And there it is, it's starting up. Okay, and it's telling us that we have removable devices. You can continue to use this, or you can just say not to show this again. I'm just going to click OK. Alright, this has some software updates, and I'm going to go ahead and tell it to remind me later. I would suggest that you do download and install these, but in this particular case, again, for the link to this video, I'm going to just hit remind me later. Now this is actually installing Windows XP to a certain extent, and it doesn't take as long as it would to really install Windows XP. It takes a little while, but not as long as it would to start a machine from scratch, of course. You can see some important information down here to input to the virtual machine. To press Control G, and then you can see down here your little control panels for your CD, your hard drive, your network adapter, your sound, USB input, and the Microsoft LiveCam, which is the camera that I'm using simply for the sound that you're hearing. I'm using it for the microphone. The actual recording software that I'm using is Cam Studio, and it's freeware. Works quite nicely, as you can see. It records your desktop, or you can record using your webcam. You can record portions of the desktop, so it's quite nice to use. So we're currently going through the Windows XP setup. Again, you can see that it's reminding me to install the VMware tools, and we'll install that here shortly. This is the XP Professional Setup Agreement. Of course, you're going to have to agree to it. Hit next. If you want to do any customizations here for your language or regional settings, then you can do so here. And hit next. You can give your computer a name. And if you want to make an admin password, which I suggest, go ahead and do that now as well. Hit the next button. Okay, I put spaces in here and it doesn't like that, so we'll just take the spaces out. When you use spaces, if it won't allow you to use spaces and you want to make it so that it looks like it has spaces instead of having it all one word, a lot of times you can use an underscore. So we're going to give that a try, just to separate it here and make it so that it it's 3 different words, Mike's_XP_computer. Hit next. And here's where we're going to set our time and our date.